it is Cindy and Danny. We are here to answer some of the frequently asked questions about our Fall in Love free adoption event that is starting next Wednesday, October 6th through the 9th.
So when you pull in, you will see we're going to have enter signs, and then we'll have a table not too far from the signs. So what we'll do is we will have the sign and the box with our numbers in it right on that table. Take one per adopter, not per horse you want. We will be going in the order you arrived. So take that number when you get here, or you might be in the wrong order, and we are going to go by the numbers either way. The application process is similar to what we usually do, just a little bit different. You are able to fill it out once you get here, but you must bring 5 photos of your property printed out for us.
Yeah, the photos must show your shelting. The photos must. The photos must show your shelter and your fencing. You are certainly welcome to bring a trailer with you. It is first come, first serve, and if the horse that you are interested in is here and it's a match, you can load them up and take them home with you that day. If you do not have a trailer with you, you can keep the horse here at $20 a day for board until you are able to arrange for pickup.
So when you get here, when it's your turn, you'll be brought into the office, and us trainers will talk to you, assign you a level based on your experience and what you and our trainers agree what level you're at. We will only show you horses at or below your level. So if you come in and we say that you're a level 3, you can see that they're separated by level on our board, and we're just going to tell you that right here, over, is your options. We will not show horses above your level, just for the safety of making sure that it's the right match and that nobody gets more horse than they're really ready for. If for any reason what you wanted to come see isn't what you need, we do have vouchers for the next 90 days. I believe they expire 1/9/2022. So you have 90 days that we will still honor our free horse whatever for you as long as you show up during the event.
Yeah, so we encourage you, even if a horse you've been wanting is perhaps even adopted before Wednesday, adoptions are going to stop about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yep. So
no horse will be adopted. Any horse still here at that time will be available Wednesday morning starting at 10 o'clock. But if someone gets here before you and they adopt a horse that you would maybe be interested in, we encourage you to still come. There might be other horses that might be a match that you're just not aware of, and if not, you can always get a voucher, and for the next 3 months something might come in and you can still use that voucher.
I know a lot of people were asking, our last load of drafts from the auction will not be in it. Any horses that aren't fully eval are not going to be in it. There might be 2 or 3 able to be fully eval before this event that might show up additionally. So like we said, come, look. There's probably something here that would either work or go get a voucher.
Yeah, all the horses that are available as of right now are up here on this board. They will be pulled off as they get adopted as the event goes on. Come Sunday, whatever's on the website, that's who's available, and there will be no adoptions, like I said, before Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock.
This is Madison. She's a 17-year-old mare, and she came up with our auction group from Tennessee. She's currently not started under saddle, but is working on her groundwork. Madison will be featured in our free adoption event and is looking for her forever home.
This is Sage. He is going to be part of our free adoption event, but we're going to have to be very, very picky where he goes. He's said to be an ex-show horse, but he must have been blown up pretty bad. You can mount him, and he'll flex both ways and back up. But when you ask him to move forward, he tosses his head and takes steps back like he might go up. We're worried he possibly might flip over, but that's going to be kind of at the adopter's warning that it might happen. Like I said, we're going to have to be really picky if someone can't handle him perfect. He's not going to just be for anybody, but he is available for the free adoption event for the perfect person.
This is Reese's Pieces, and he is a 5-year-old 300-pound goat that is at our horse rescue right now. He will be available in the free adoption event happening next week, and he will be looking for his forever family.
This is Buckshot. He is a 16-year-old gelding, and he is totally blind. Buckshot is broke to ride, but he gets nervous being saddled because of his blindness. Buckshot gets along just fine in the pasture if he's with a friend. Buckshot will be in our free adoption event, and he's looking for his forever home.
Patrick is a 2-year-old half-blind crip. So a crypt is where one of the testicles have not dropped, but one of them have. Patrick will be available in the free adoption and looking for his forever home.
This is Paris. She'll be in our adoption event. She's 2 years old. Her height is about 16'1", so she's going to be a very big girl. She's halter broke, and that's about all for now, which is what you kind of expect at her age. Very nice temperament. So she's completely sound, no ailments that we know of. So she's ready for someone to take and train however they want.
This is Killer. He is a 7-year-old mini mule. He came in from our shelter transfer group, and he's going to be available for our free adoption event. He's got started with basic handling and takes a saddle pad.
He's very sweet and he's very handleable and nice to work with.
This is Bunny. She's a 17-year-old Arab mare. She's a recent surrender, but she will be part of our free adoption event. She is broke to ride. She plow reins, kind of basic broke, but super quiet. Kind of like the 4-H type would be a good project for a younger teen to finish out. She is super sweet, can be a little bit hard to catch, but other than that, she's looking for her new home during our free adoption event. We ride through the food.
This here is Louise. She is an 18-year-old mare that came in with one of our auction rescue groups, and she is currently pregnant. A little bit about Louise, she also has this little bit of deformed mouth here, possibly from an old injury or a kick to the face. But she has started on basic groundwork, and she is going to be available for our free adoption event to the right home. This here is Treasure. Some of you guys may recognize him from a recent video that was put out on him. He's been with us since one of our later winter auction groups. He is also half blind on this eye, and he is 12 years old and 13 hands high. A little bit on the timid side, but super sweet and friendly, and he's going to be looking for his hopefully forever home during our free adoption event.
This is Ross. He is a 13-year-old gelding and he's 15, 2 hands high. Ross has had some suspensory injuries, so he's been out of work for 8 weeks. He is in recovery and is doing better, and he is looking for his forever home in our free adoption event.
So this is Alaska, and he will be part of the free adoption event. He's a 6-year-old paint gelding. That was one of our shelter transfers from our last group of 14. He's only really going to be able to do light riding or be a pasture pet because of his front legs. As you can see, they both toe out, and because of it, his fetlocks are dropping, so he's not going to be able to handle a ton of weight for very long. But he's a super sweet dude. He catches you in the pasture. He was good for the farrier. Pretty easy to be around, but he's just one that wants to be your best friend, and hopefully he finds his at our pre-adoption event.
This is June. She is a 13-year-old gaited mare. She came here from Horse Plus when we were down there in August as a shelter transfer. She's about 15 2 hands tall. Danny tells me that she is not like super broke. She's very tolerant. You can get on her. She has walked her. She's also flipped off her back. She's slid off her butt. Nothing phases her. And she loves to just kind of go for strolls, and she's not gonna run away from you. And she's a very sweet mare. Has a lot of expression. She is going to be one of the horses available during our Fall in Love free adoption event. Starting October 6th, and you are not going to want to miss out on this sweet girl. She'll make you laugh all day long.
This is Ashley, and she's an 18-year-old off-the-track thoroughbred racehorse. She's 18 years old, and she's one of our featured horses in the free adoption event next week, our Fall in Love event. She would be a pasture pet only, as she has limited mobility in her left rear quarter. She's not letting you see her pretty face, but she's really a pretty girl, so there we go.
Alma. She's 12 years old and she came from an auction. She started under saddle and she'll be a part of our free adoption event. She's a really sweet mare and she's looking for her forever home. This is Jack and this is Paulo. These are a couple of minis that will be at our free adoption event. Jack and Paulo will be adopted out as a pair because of their bond. They both will need consistent trims about every 4 weeks. When they came in, their feet were really bad. Their feet are getting better, that's why they need to keep up on trims. They're both young enough and they should have a full recovery.
This is Sydney. She is one of the horses that will be available for our free adoption event. She's a 21-year-old mare that's really only sound for light riding, but she is pretty forward. You never would know she's 21. Does have a little bit of a bump on her hind left leg, which is what causes her not to stay sound.
Ursula here is a 7-year-old 15-hand mare that came in with one of our auction groups. When she first came in, she wasn't halter broke and she was kind of timid of people. Since then, we've got her halter broke. She now takes the saddle, lunges, has got all of her groundwork. She's ready to take a rider real soon, and she's going to be available for our free adoption event. Ursula is also blind on this side, and she has a little bit of paralysis in her mouth here. It doesn't really seem to affect her too much, and that's a little bit about her.
This is Ripley. She's a 20-year-old mare, and she is blind in this eye. Sorry, I scared you. She is just started under saddle, but she's super tolerant. Her first eval, I didn't think she was broke, but she was super calm, so I just threw a leg over and she was great. She'll walk around in the round pen just fine. We're working on steering and stopping, but when you ask her to trot, she kind of pins her ears and gives these little angry mare look at, but with a little more time, she's going to be great under saddle, and she is available for our free adoption event. So hopefully someone will come pick her up and finish her out at home.
So Monster is an 8-year-old mule that's going to be included in our upcoming free adoption event. He is not halter broke. In fact, we are working on getting the halter even on his face. He's a really friendly and curious guy, but he's had some bad experiences with a halter in the past, so that's become a little bit of a challenge for him, is getting the halter back on his face. And he would probably do best in a home with someone that has some sort of mule experience or a lot of stubborn horse experience, because he does kind of work on his own terms, and he kind of takes a special approach to working with him.
Hi, this is Emily, and she'll also be a part of our adoption event. She is a 5-year-old mare. She came to us from an auction probably 2 months ago now. She was very wild, borderline feral when she came, had just obviously not even been halter trained. So she's now coming along pretty well. She easily comes into the catch area. She understands that. You can catch her with food. She has several volunteers working with her now. She is still pretty head shy, so we leave her halter on her, but she's coming around. You can now handle her pretty much all over. But she would be best for someone with quite a bit of horse experience. There are no soundness issues or health issues that we know of. So she'd be a good project for someone.
So this here is Penny. She is a 17-year-old mare. She came in as a surrender with one of the other horses we have here at Ponytails, and she is only pasture pet sound. She's got a little bit of a deformity in her back leg that makes her unsound for riding, but still pasture pet sound. And she's gonna be available during our free adoption event this upcoming week.
This is Hunter. He's 9 years old. Hunter has some nerve damage in his right front leg from a trailer accident. Hunter is a pasture pet because of his nerve damage. Our vet does believe that his nerve damage can heal, but he's only a pasture pet right now. Hunter will be available in our free adoption event.
This here is Wildflower. She is a little 14 two-hand gaited cross mare that came up with our Tennessee group. She was actually a transfer from Horse Plus. She right now is currently getting all of her groundwork training done. She takes the saddle and bridle really nicely. She lunges both ways, and she is going to be available for our free adoption event coming up.
This is Monica. She came into our rescue as an auction sale. And she was super unhandled and very shy. Monica will be in the free adoption, but she will need a very experienced rider.
This here is Flip. He is a Mustang that came in from our shelter transfer group. He is 15 hands tall and 16 years old. He has recently started coming around and becoming really friendly and has learned how to take a saddle. And he's going to be available in our free adoption event.
This is Memphis. She is going to be part of our free adoption event. She's a 17-year-old mare who is working on her groundwork, but she already takes a saddle and lunges and is starting to figure out the real things of being a riding horse. So hopefully a new adopter will come fall in love with her and get her started under saddle.
It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling.